It's not about what they deserve. It's about what you believe. Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So it is time for another movie review today in my reviews for the DC Extended Universe. And this time it's going to be for, or of course, what is overall their fourth installment. And of course, the first one to feature, of course, my favourite female superhero of all time in the lead role. And this film, of course, which I'm going to be reviewing, is none other than 2017's Wonder Woman, directed, of course, by Patty Jenkins. So, now, how was this film made? So development of a live-action Wonder Woman film began in 1996 with Ivan Reitman, may he rest in peace, set to produce and possibly direct. But the project floundered in development hell for many years, with many directors attached to the project at various points. The film was announced in 2010 and Patty Jenkins signed on to direct in 2015. Inspiration for this film was drawn from Wonder Woman creator William Moulton Marston's 1940s stories and George Perez's 1980s stories about Wonder Woman, as well as the New 52 incarnation of the character. Filming began on November 21st, 2015, with filming taking place in the United Kingdom, France and Italy, before finishing on May 6, 2016, the 123rd anniversary of Marston's birth. Additional filming also took place in November 2016. The film had its world premiere at the Pantages Theatre in Hollywood on May 26, 2017, and was theatrically released on June 6, 2017 by Warner Bros. Pictures. The film received positive reviews, being noted for its cultural significance, with praise for its direction, performances, visuals, story, action sequences, and musical score, while some criticism was directed towards the climax. The film also grossed $822 million worldwide, making it the 10th highest grossing film of 2017, and was the highest grossing film by a solo female director until it was overtaken by High Mum. The American Film Institute selected it as one of the top 10 films of 2017, and it won the Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation in 2018. So, when it comes to my reaction to this film, guys, when this film first got released in the cinemas in 2017, I unfortunately didn't have the time to see this film, because back then I was really busy doing A-level college, so yeah, that was definitely a very busy time for me, so I couldn't see it. However, though, the film eventually became available to watch on Netflix, because I, of course, got Netflix towards the end of 2017, so I gave this film a watch, and I've got to say that I really do regret not seeing it at the cinema, because I absolutely love this movie, and it really blew my mind when I watched it, and it is most definitely my favourite female superhero movie of all time, and I definitely really loved it, and I've watched it many times now as well. I also rewatched it last night for today's review, and I even, of course, got this Titan of Cold Steelbook for the film as well on Blu-ray and 4K, and it's definitely one of my favourite superhero films of all time. So what is the film about? So, the Amazon Princess Diana set out to stop World War I, believing that the conflict was started by the long-time enemy of Amazons, Ares, after American pilot and spy Steve Trevor crash lands on the island for Themyscira and informs her about it. So, when it comes to what I think is great about the film then, so, onto, of course, shall we say, Wonder Woman herself. So, Wonder Woman is definitely, in my opinion, an amazing protagonist in this film, and is most definitely my all-time favourite role of Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot is an absolute legend, one of my favourite actresses of all time, and I consider one to be her best role ever. Just a great actress, and just gave a really great performance in this movie. And I thought she was brilliant, and she made Diana a very likeable protagonist. And this is also one of those times when you have a film with a female or main character who is not underdeveloped or poorly written or anything like that. This character is very likeable, because she has utter naivety towards human culture and complete devotion to her beliefs. It makes her a very likeable character. Just Gal Gadot portrayed her so well in this film and the rest of the DC Extended Universe. Just an amazing performance, in my opinion. And when it comes to the supporting cast as well, I also definitely love the casting as well of Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. I definitely think Chris Pine is a great actor, and I consider Steve to be one of my favourite roles of his, and I thought his performance was amazing as him in this film, and I think he and Diana had really great chemistry as well, I must say too, as well, when they first meet, and then of course as they're interacting throughout the movie and they're joining forces to help stop the war, which was definitely really great. So you've definitely really good chemistry in this movie. And when it comes to a fellow of Themyscirans as well as Diana, I definitely as well love the addition as well of Robin in right as Antiope, who is of course Diana's aunt and mentor. I definitely think that she was great in this as her, and definitely a very likeable character as well. And I definitely think that she played a part really well. And her character also, of course, does something noble in which she does sacrifice herself to save Diana as well. So you can tell how much she cares for her niece in this movie. And I also don't like the addition as well of Connie Nielsen as Hippolyta, who is, of course, Diana's mother. And I thought she was also great casting for a role too, as well, and played her part really well in this. And you can tell how much she cares for her daughter as well in this film too. And as well, when it comes, of course, to the film's villains, so the perceived main villain of this film is, of course, the general of the German army in World War, which is Erich Ludendorff, who is played by Danny Huston. Danny Huston, in my opinion, is a great actor, and I think he made Ludendorff be a very ruthless general in this movie, just a pretty compelling villain, I must say. And someone who even goes as far as to kill his own men to achieve what he wants, which is just pretty ruthless in my opinion, like shooting one of them in the head for being tired and not wanting to do the work, and also poisoning some other generals with gas. Like, goodness me, just ruthless right there. Danny Huston played him really well. And I also definitely love the addition as well of Elena Anea as Dr. Isabel Maru, who is also known, of course, as Dr. Poison. I thought that she played her part really well in this too as well, in my opinion, and she, of course, had a good role in this as a chemist who is making the chemistry and poisons for Ludendorff. And I think that she played it really well. In addition as well, I also think that probably the main highlight of this film when it comes to the villains is most definitely, of course, Ares himself, who is played by David Thewlis. And David Thewlis, in my opinion, is a great actor, and he did a great job, of course, appearing as his alter ego, which is Sir Patrick Morgan, at the start. And I definitely, of course, think he played him really well in both personas. But when it comes to Ares, wow, he was definitely really great in the role and just gave an amazing performance as him. And you can tell how brutal he is as well, of course. And I especially love his speech he says, of course, in the climax, of course. Like, just amazing right there. David Thewlis absolutely nailed it. I consider him to be my favourite Ares. Just an amazing performance right there. Just phenomenal. When it comes to other supporting characters as well, I definitely as well loved the castings as well of Steve's allies. I definitely liked Saeed Tagmai as Samir. I thought he was good as him, and also Ewan Bremner as the sharpshooter called Charlie. He's also really good too as well, and also Eugene Bravebrock as Chief as well was also good in this too, who as the Blackfoot demigod. And the smuggler who trades with both sides of the war, which was pretty cool. And also as well, when it comes to other Themyscirans, I also like the addition as well of Diana's aunt Manilip, who is played by Lisa Loven Kongsley, which is definitely really cool. And also as well, aside from a great cast of actors as well, I think the film also has a great story as well, because it of course involves Diana joining in the soldiers in World War I, which was really cool. So I definitely like that. And it does remind me a bit of Captain America First Avenger, where of course we get introduced to superheroes who are both taking part in a world war. The only difference is, of course, that Diana is from Themyscira, while of course Captain America is a super soldier, isn't he? So yeah, but there is quite a good similarity right there, and I consider this film to be absolutely awesome as well, because of that too. I think it definitely worked really well how she joined to fight the war, which was really cool. Because she, of course, believes that the one who's in charge of course, the war to end all wars is Ares himself. And I also, as well, think that the action in this film was, in my opinion, just brilliant, in my opinion. Just, wow. Definitely a lot of fun. Like, once the war starts and you see Diana in action, it's just brilliant. I especially love the No Man's Land scene. That was just really brilliant, in my opinion, the way we did that. And the visuals, in my opinion, were gorgeous as well, I must say, too, as well. And I also as well think the final fight is also amazing too, as I've just talked about Ares. Just an amazing final fight, rather, that blew my mind. amazing acting right there from both Gal Gadot and David Thewlis. Because you can tell, of course, how heartbroken Wonder Woman is in that scene, and David Thewlis also did a really amazing job making Ares taunt Diana as well, which was brilliant as well. And another highlight I must also say of this film is also as well of Steve Trevor's sacrifice as well. Definitely, in my opinion, a very emotional scene, and it definitely cemented Steve as being a hero too, I must say, as well. And yeah, Chris Pine had an amazing performance in this film as Steve Trevor, and his sacrifice scene was definitely pretty sad, but Chris Pine really nailed it in this, and it definitely, you know, solidified Steve as being a hero as well. And of course, when Diana remembers what he said to her before he made his sacrifice, of course, it motivates her to get back up and defeat Ares, which was definitely a very satisfying scene. And I also as well definitely really love the score in this film, composed by Rupert Gregson-Williams. It was definitely really great to listen to, and I really enjoyed listening to it. I especially love how he also included Hans Zimmer's Wonder Woman theme here and Batman vs Superman, which was definitely really cool, because that theme is awesome, and I love how it was used a lot in this film, sprinkled throughout it, which was brilliant. Definitely really great to listen to, and in addition to that as well, I also think the film is also very well paced too, because this film is 141 minutes, and in my opinion, it's paced really well. It doesn't feel that long, in my opinion, because of the amazing action scenes in it. Just definitely really great to see, really. And I think it's paced really well. It doesn't feel like it's 141 minutes because of how well paced it just feels really good. It's definitely an amazing ride, I must say. And of course, as well, I also think the film also has a great ending as well, because the film, of course, ends up with her sending an email to Bruce Wayne, thanking him for the photograph of her and Steve, and then she continues to fight on the world's behalf as Wonder Woman, which was definitely really cool, so I definitely love that. But yeah, Gal Gadot was just an amazing casting, and she's definitely my favourite Wonder Woman in live action of all time. Just a great actress who definitely shined a lot in this film as Wonder Woman, absolutely. So yeah, this film, in my opinion, is absolutely amazing. It's just how you do a film about a female superhero, and you actually write them well, of course, as well, in my opinion, too. Just amazing right there. Like, this film is just incredible. So that's my opinion on Wonder Woman 2017, guys. I think it's a really amazing movie from start to finish, and it's just so much fun to watch. And rewatching it, I love it more and more every time I do. And it's just an absolute blast to watch. So if you guys have not seen it, I'd recommend it strongly. It's just an amazing movie. So, however, though, if I was thinking about quality of this film, it's hard to say, because, like I said, guys, I really love this film. It's hard to pick any problems, but with regards to Ares, of course, whilst I still think David Thewlis was absolutely phenomenal as him, of course, in the final part of the movie, of course, when he reveals himself, I personally feel that they could have probably executed that twist a bit better, really, because they didn't give any hints before to who Ares could really be, because we at first think it's going to be the General, don't we? General Ludendorff as Ares, but when Diana kills him, nothing happens, the war doesn't end. But it's revealed, of course, that Ares is actually Sir Patrick Morgan all this time. So when it comes, of course, to that twist, I think it could have been a bit better if they probably showed more flashbacks of Ares in his armor, maybe, or something like that. That would have been pretty cool. Or maybe they could have had maybe Ares say a particular quote in a flashback, and then Sir Patrick could probably say the same thing in a scene before, when he's in a good persona, pretending to be good. And that way, of course, it could probably give a better hint to a foreshadowing, really, to be honest. And that would have been a lot better, really, better executed. But other than that, though, I still think the film is absolutely amazing, and is one of my favourite superhero films of all time, and most definitely one of my favourite films in the DCU overall. Just an absolutely amazing film from start to finish. So that's my opinion on Wonder Woman 2017, guys. So if I was to give this film a score out of 10, well, just like in my ranking video I did back in 2021, guys, and to this day, I rate Wonder Woman a full-blown 10 out of 10, because I absolutely love this movie. And it's something that I can't recommend enough if you guys want to see a film about Wonder Woman, absolutely. Just a really amazing film from start to finish. So, guys, this is me doing my review for Wonder Woman 2017. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to tell us in the comments what you guys think of Wonder Woman from 2017. If you see it in the little comments below what you think. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing to subscribe for more videos to come in the future, and I'll see you all later.